good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys, I fully apologize. My job is to get you guys that great content, and I was sleeping today, guys. I was straight sleeping on, well, Tuesday anyway, because your boy is gonna get that Shield Hero in, and it is like 12 o'clock right now, but as of me being the type of person that I am and I wanting to get content out as quickly as I see it, so it's fresh on my mind and it's the true, like raw, first opinions that I'm just giving out. I love this show. I already love it, guys. Just by seeing the direction the show is going in, I have the hugest ReZero vibe already from it, which hate it or love it, you kind of get the gist of why somebody would be inspired or even, write a story. I mean, as of right now, I'm only speaking out of my own ignorance of what I know. So if someone was to tell me that this is like the same writer or something, along the lines of like a fan or someone that works with him, it just feels like the whole concept of the story is so re-zero that it just barely escapes being 110% the case. So I'll elaborate more on that when I get to it. But I think a lot of people who have seen the show kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. If not, let me know. Um, but so what I kind of get from this week's episode is a boy who pretty much is about to grow up into his dad's shoes somewhat in the sense of just what his dad did and uh, his I'm gonna say it wrong, so I'm not even going to, but the job that his dad was doing, people really saw him being, right there behind him doing it as well, seeing him falling in his father's footsteps. So when this was always like put on, like if you are anybody that kind of has someone that's a role model to you and is role models to anybody else as well, they hold you to a standard of them because they want you to be as great, if not even better. So because of that, eh, a lot of people can't handle that pressure, or not that they can't handle it, they don't want it in the first place. So they kind of shy away from it. It's kind of what I feel like his character does. Like he has some interest in what his father does. It's just the simple fact of, is that something that is for him? And it's kind of playing off the terms of him just being young and, like, oh, I'm a kid, or I'm me, so I can do what I want however I want, so why should I follow his example when I can make my own? Which some parents want for their kids, like they want them to be, um, they want their kids to just explore their own, life and see if they like something that they run into, or if not, maybe you can follow in the footsteps of us. But there are also parents that really want their kids to follow in their footsteps 110%. So it doesn't feel like that with the father as much because of just the situation that's happening. Like all of a sudden he's in a dire situation and he has to now involve his son in this because of it. Not, oh, my son is just like me. I need to now force him into this, which it could be. This could be a huge troll, and at the end of it all, he's like, see, now wasn't this fun? And what, don't you want to do this for the rest of your life? I honestly could see that happening. I wouldn't even be shocked. So we'll see what they got planned for that. The other thing about this show that I wanted to touch on, and one thing that I think my like the people I talk to, my anime people, you know what I mean? Those guys and girls, I think from what we got from just the animation quality of this week's episode, absolutely beautiful and gorgeous, guys. This is what I would want your standard anime to at least hit. The anime that you're trying to sell people on, it should at least have this aspect, I feel like, of quality. I mean, this isn't probably the best quality to some people. I mean, granted, some people were born and spoon fed from One Punch Man, okay? Some people, that was their first anime to get into anime, so it makes sense that they have higher standards. But this is pretty close to what we in the anime business like to call questo clear. And if you don't know what that means, you haven't been in the anime community long enough. I'm just joking, but to be frank, I honestly love the fact that this is happening very close to ReZero because I mean it kind of goes to show you that with how long ReZero's been out of the game, not doing its show, that somebody was bound to try to step in that genre or even step into that type of world when we've seen it done over and over again, where people are influenced by a certain theme and that theme becomes one of the biggest parts of their stories that might blow up in more than one way. So it's just interesting to see this show kind of dabble up upon the either resetting a whole entire day and going back a day, or it is um, doing not resetting, but it could actually be whatchamacallit, like it could erase anybody who's in contact or in the vicinity of the area that the accident, quote unquote, or like the overall lightning striking happens. Maybe those people have their memories erased and cannot remember anything from that time period. Uh, and it does go to the next day, but everything that they experienced is not in their memories. That would be kind of weird, but from what I could tell, it seemed like it was either the same day, like it was the day. Well, no, it seemed like the next day because his friend didn't call him on in the first episode, unless we just didn't see that because of when we first meet him, he's on top of the school already at school. So unless that was just a choice of the anime not to put that in there and show us that he did have that conversation on that day, um, that would be the one giveaway indication that we kind of know that this is either the same day or it's the next day. So, from what I'm going to go off of, though, he thinks it's yesterday, that all that stuff that transpires at the end, which this show gives us a woman, naked looking elf kind of girl, and she kisses our boy, and he doesn't like get a nosebleed and all that stuff. So he's already gotten big props for character already, like just like how he is. And if this show is like action packed and or just like a weird, I was gonna, what's that movie with Nicolas Cage? Um, the thing with he's like he looks for artifacts and stuff. The Da Vinci Code or whatever. Uh, whatever the thing he's looking for. The National Treasure. There you go. That's what if it's like that, or he's just like looking for clues and stuff to figure out what his father's note actually means, which the only thing we have to go off of what his father said is he may have disappeared, but he's not dead. And with his mother supposedly being born a completely like different, she's like something completely different than human because she lives in a world utterly different than the one that we live in, but they like coexist kind of. It's just, and I think that's where this girl kind of came and left from maybe, which is weird that they kissed. I mean, unless hopefully it's not like his mom or something, like, oh, I'm your actual mom, and I'm gonna kiss you on the lips now. It might have been like the only way to give him this ability that he gains during the whole like the scrabble or scramble for the thing that he has on his person, the artifact, which it was already super red flag as soon as this fool was like, "Oh, you have an artifact?" And he's like, "What artifact?" And he's like, "What artifact indeed?" Like, come on, bruh. You're a little obvious. So I would, well, for me, it was a little obvious that he was kind of so dedicated on whatever his goal was that he's already kind of sold himself out on what he's aiming at. So that's just me. I don't know. Some people might not have caught that. I mean, my anime people caught that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna downgrade you guys. You catch things that I don't catch. So if I caught it, you guys should have definitely caught it. But yeah, I definitely am happy that I've been crying and preaching about all the different shows that might be showing up. And as soon as I saw a show that had even the hint of something that one of my buddies, one of my anime people, has actually requested or just said that is coming out relatively soon in this time, and I saw part of its name, I instantly knew that I should check it out. And that's why I love this community that I'm building. I love the people that I get to at least hear from when I drop videos. So thank you guys so much for just being awesome and even subscribing to the channel. This show is probably going to be staying on the channel. I'm absolutely pretty hyped to find out what's popping off all overall in this. And from what I can tell, they're not going to sugarcoat anything. I mean, this man literally had his mom about to be killed. Like the first episode, mom is getting threatened gunpoint. This is pretty hype start to a show in my opinion. So I can't wait to see what people are thinking about this. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it's the same day, or do you think it's a completely different? It is the next day, and he's the only one that has the recollection of the memory, or is it uh, the same day? And no, it's a different day, and he has only the information about it, and it's like as if they didn't even have that experience with each other. So I'm really curious to see what you guys are thinking on this, because in my head, I honestly think that it is the next day and all their memories got removed or something along those lines. And I think that would be pretty hype. Or just like an ability like that. It also kind of gives me the feeling of Code Geass as well. So a lot of references to different shows throughout just the plot alone, and it hasn't even really started that much. So I honestly can't wait to see what you guys are feeling on this. If we have some new people joining up, I gladly welcome you to the anime community, the anime club, and I hope you guys enjoy yourselves, and let's talk some anime. And let me know if there's any other shows quite like this or relatively dope, like some Black Clover or like Sword Art, or just something fire. And let me know in the comments down below if you do want it to be on the channel and hear my opinion slash get to talk to you guys in the comments about it. So with that being said, my anime people, check out this show. Animation's beautiful in my opinion. The only thing that was missing in this episode really was a a little bit more of an explanation. I mean, they kind of danced around the father more than they actually danced around what could be out there. Like they gave us a lot of information about a whole new world that's pretty much not reachable unless you have this artifact that this kid has, and his father having some way of being connected to this world that we're a part of, but then somehow being separated and disappearing probably over to the next world, which is why at 10 o'clock exactly he meets the woman that changes everything. So, with all that being said, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whenever you're watching this. I need to go to sleep so I can wake up and record Shield Hero when it actually comes out. And with that, peace.